Hello, my name is Taylor Cummings. I'm a translation and interpretation student from Russian between Russian and English at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies. And today I would like to discuss two new technologies in spacecraft drives. One of them is purely theoretical, and the other one is currently in production. When we were in school, we always learned that the laws of physics were unbreakable, that we could not violate them. For instance, we are never going to be able to go faster than the speed of light. We can never create or destroy energy. It just changes into a different form. Or that every force must have an equal and opposite force. But what happens when we find things either in nature or end up creating things that appear to break the laws of physics? That is the case with both the EM drive and the Alcubierre drive. The EM drive is what I'll talk about first. It's also known as the radio frequency resonant cavity thruster. It was originally proposed in the early 2000s by a British physicist named Roger Scheuer, but at the time, no one believed that it would work. They thought the concept was too ridiculous. More recently, within the past few years, someone got a hold of a working model of an EM drive and started doing testing with it and found out that it, in fact, does work. So, right now, NASA is working towards creating the second and third generation of these EM drives. And China is also working on EM drive technology. Right now, we're kind of in a new space race to try and see who can get the EM drive up into space first to be able to test it. Why this drive appears to break the laws of physics. It is 100% efficient and it still has forward propulsion. This means it doesn't consume any fuel, it doesn't produce any waste products, and yet it still has forward thrust. The reason that it doesn't actually break the laws of physics is because it is interacting with the quantum world in a way that we previously hadn't seen before. It's too complicated for me to explain. It's far above my pay grade. I'm sure someone understands it. I certainly don't. But it is causing the scientific community to rethink the Copenhagen standard model of quantum mechanics, which has been the standard model for a long time now. And they're looking back at previous models of quantum mechanics, which scientists and physicists used to think were just too strange to be a reflection of reality. And now we're seeing that they might be closer to the truth than the model that we have been using for the past few decades. The other drive that I would like to talk about is called the Alcubierre drive. It is completely hypothetical at this point for a number of reasons. It was originally proposed in 1994 by Mexican physicist Alcubierre. And why it appears to break the laws of physics is because the drive would hypothetically ride on a wave of space-time or inside a warp bubble, which is essentially a wave in the space-time field. And in doing this, it appears that something traveling inside the bubble would be traveling faster than the speed of light. It doesn't break or violate any of the laws of physics, however, because although you could outpace a beam of light traveling in flat space outside of the warp bubble, if there was a beam of light traveling with you inside the warp bubble, you would still be unable to travel faster than it. And so, relativistically speaking, it does not violate the laws of physics. The main problems with the production of this drive is that we so far have no idea how to create, nor have we ever detected a warp bubble. And even if we did have a way of manifesting warp bubbles, we so far have no mechanism to be able to move anything or move the warp bubble once we were inside of it. So this drive remains entirely hypothetical. Although there are right now some people working towards in the field trying to detect a warp bubble or a wave in the space-time continuum using interferometers. but as of yet, none of their research has shown any conclusive evidence that we have any control over warp bubbles or that we would be able to manifest them. So I've talked about the EM drive and the Alcubierre drive, one of which is hypothetical and the other of which is in production. The EM drive seems at this point like our best bet for interstellar travel. In fact, in the next 10 to 20 years, um, we might be able to travel to Mars in the span of 10 weeks, according to the researchers working on this project, which would drastically cut down the time of travel and bring us closer to finally achieving our dreams of interstellar travel. Thank you.